Here at Vision Products, we are committed to providing first-class services and products for our clients, whilst at the same time sticking to our core purpose of providing training and employment opportunities for those furthest from the labour market.
The apprentice scheme came about approximately 4 years ago now. We did some work with one of the special schools. What became apparent was there was a lack of opportunities for these individuals leaving school.
Well, I've been aware of Vision Products for a number of years. We've placed people there on work experience intermittently over a period of time.
The ethos of our business was to actually provide employment opportunities for people, and we just thought it was a very nice fit if we could have people here at Vision Products from the special schools.
We were approached by them to see if we would be interested in developing a work-based learning programme.
Our first 2 pioneer apprentices came from Ysgol Henfel in a special school. They were Simon and Matthew.
I got offered the apprentice down in Vision Products. Like, you know, they offered me like a year's contract, like, but for apprentice, and then we started up ended.
We came down for 6 months to have a look around. Then we done training.
When Simon and Matthew first started with us, they were both painfully shy, very withdrawn, very difficult to engage with. You tried to have a conversation, they would go red, and they couldn't leave the room quick enough.
It was important for us as part of the scheme to have a mentor in place for the young individuals to ensure that they were supported as part of the process and that any training needs were identified.
We began as a training role of training him up and making sure that he went to different sessions for, you know, tech guides and things like that.
Oh, we work really good together. Like, you know, she helps me with some. If I can't remember, you know, how to put it back together, she does help me as well. You know.
Matthew showed quite a skill and talent, and as a result we moved him into our washroom stroke decontamination area. Within that area we process a range of different equipment for sterilisation and decontamination. Now this machine is worth, I would say, in excess of £100,000. It's a very technical machine which he manages to work exceptionally well.
So what's your favourite part about your job here?
Working with this machine.
And what do you enjoy about it?
Get your hands dirty.
It's wonderful to see how Matthew's developed and grown in confidence, seeing him in the workplace, mixing with adults and doing a worthwhile job it's fantastic.
What we did within that time was recognise that Simon had quite an aptitude really for taking equipment apart and was flourishing within that environment. So what we decided to do was to give him a little bit of extra responsibility and a bit more technical input, and we moved him within that section, and we actually have a separate service set up for that complex equipment service. It's the only refurbishment service throughout Wales. Now Simon is now running that refurbishment service.
I remember him joining the school as a 10-year-old, underconfident, lacking in his perceived ability, poor literacy skills, and now to see him as a capable, responsible individual is fantastic.
He's grown in confidence, obviously experience. He has now become the trainer for other people that we have in, you know.
He actually works on the complex chairs. He is the most qualified technician to actually do that, I've been told, in Wales, which is outstanding. And he fixes the chairs which are broken, and which will then enable the pupils to then be seated appropriately. And without that service, then obviously these pupils would be in major difficulties.
I think it's a bit like seeing your own children really come alive, change into sort of like quite vulnerable young individuals into 2 grown-up men who come across now as very, very confident, and I'm really proud to know them.
Hi, Simon!
I've been in this field nearly 30 years, and I've very rarely seen individuals of Simon's abilities grown as much as he has. And to be able to see as a role model for all the other pupils is quite staggering.
Due to the success of Simon and Matthew, we've realised what can be achieved. What we're doing now is formally taking on 6 apprentices. We're going to provide them with training opportunities as well.
As well as being an ambassador for the school and servicing the special equipment, Sam's going to act as a mentor for Connor, one of the new people started in Vision Products.
It was really, really lovely for us that Simon came forward as wanted to mentor Connor, and we just think it's gone full circle now that Simon came with us as an apprentice and now he's actually mentoring one of the apprentices himself.
Well, he was one of my friends, he was. In this school, he told me that how the way things are, what to do, but I had to try 100%, do what I can, to help the staff and the kids.
As part of the scheme this time round, we developed an open day so people got to understand what Vision Products was all about and what the scheme was all about. We invited our partners along to that session and the trainees and their families.
Most importantly, I think the training day gave confidence to the pupils and the parents that this project can succeed.
I'm mentoring the boy called James. He's suffering from autism, and well, it's all going really well. Doing on the table, just learning how to do the sashes,
And how's he getting on?
very well, very, very, very well. I'm happy. Anyway.
So James, what do you enjoy about the work here?
It's really good.
What do you like about it?
It's quiet.
And what about your mentor? I've heard about him. What's he like?
He's like an expert.
How did it feel for you as a mum when James got his apprenticeship?
Not a lot of words can describe the feeling. It was wonderful feeling, thinking that he's going to be happy, safe, and in an environment that's accepting him, and he can be himself. Every time he comes home from his taster sessions, it's been a light has been turned on with him. The way he speaks about what's gone on throughout his few hours that he's been there, about his Steve, his new friend down there. He's socialising, making new friends with people he's never met before, and it's just been a marvellous experience.
Within Vision Products, we realise there's only a certain amount of support and advice we can give as part of the scheme. So we've engaged with a range of different partners for the trainee scheme, and that includes the Department of Works and Pensions and the training centre at Ysgol Hen Felyn.
We recognise it's important to have an intermediary between Vision Products and the school, and so we're releasing Darren Walker to fulfil that role.
I've been working with the young people over the last couple of months, is helping them in getting this transition ready from leaving school and going into the workplace, because we find the young people have difficulties in engaging not only in the environment but socially as well, because they can't interact with others. So my role in is support the young person and also the company, so there's a nice happy medium between the two. We're looking at, obviously, they're coming here for 12 months, so the knowledge and experience is great, but a lot of the companies want accreditation, they want proof of accreditation, and we linked in with the MVQ Level 1 for performing manufacturing operations, which we hope the 6 candidates will achieve.
I think it's important to recognise that Vision Products are pioneers in being forward-thinking, in engaging pupils with learning difficulties in the employment market during these difficult times, and I think they should be applauded.
Vision Products is a wonderful place to be involved in. I think personally I've met a lot of wonderful people. I think it dispels a lot of myths around people with disabilities as well. It shows that these people are really got a great input into what you want to achieve. Obviously I'm involved in the development side of things, and whatever I've put in place they've achieved on.